Hey, Blizzard fans, Ryan Hobson, Director of Sales, back for another Blizzard partner profile. And this one's really cool. I say that about all of them. This one's really cool. So with us tonight is Kathy Trinkler, Blizzard owner,
Oh,
Brian
wait.
Kaczynski. Wait, oh yeah, go. And Brian from the Green Bay Booyah. How you doing, Brian?
Good, guys. How's it going?
We're doing
Moving
good.
along.
Moving along. Well, this
So
one's
people
gonna be
might
fun.
think,
Go ahead,
oh, go
Kathy.
ahead. No, you go ahead because you're probably going to say what I was going to say.
I don't know if we have ESP.
We might.
This one's going to be fun, Blizzard fans. So Brian has been around both Blizzard football and actually helped keep the Booyah going and running. So we thought this would be a real fun one. The Booyah, actually, we're partnering with the Blizzard this year too. So we have some fun things to unpack on this partner profile. So Brian, first and foremost, why don't you bring us up to speed? Anything cool happening with the Booyah, an update on the Booyah for whatever you can share, and unpack that for us.
Yeah, like everybody, it's kind of an interesting time right now. We're still up in the air. We're in a situation where our season doesn't start until May 28th. But with Governor Evers extending the stay-at-home order, we're kind of still unpacking what that all means. There hasn't been an official determination yet on when we're going to start. So we're kind of still, planning as if the season was going to start. So if it does, we're ready to go.
What's
That's what you have to do right now. That's
Yep.
really
Yeah.
what you have to do.
You
go
guys
ahead.
kind of went through the same thing with, you're planning, getting ready to go for that opening day. And, we're doing a lot of stuff right now that we would normally do in May so that we are ready to go. And hopefully sometime this summer we're playing baseball.
If you had to pick out a couple, I didn't get a chance to unpack the promo schedule, and I normally take a
Sure.
look at yours, but everything started coming at us pretty fast here.
Yeah.
What are some of the key theme nights or giveaways or some of the cool stuff that you got going on this season?
And it's funny you should ask because right when they issued stay at home was about the time that we were going to unveil our promo schedule.
Oh, got it. So I didn't miss it.
You didn't, but I can tell you a couple of the big ones. If you've been to a game, we don't have a bat boy. We have a bat dog. There's a dog that goes out and fetches all of our bats for us. We are making a bobblehead out of
Nice.
Flash. So the Flash bobblehead is one of our big giveaways. We have 4 total bobbleheads scheduled. There's some pretty cool celebrity appearances coming up. And then it's not necessarily a promotion, but this week on our social, we're going to be announcing a player signing. We still have our roster intact, and we've been kind of rolling out our roster. And the player we're going to sign has some serious legendary ties to Green Bay. So I'll leave as a teaser for you.
Nice. So what I was going to say before, and Ryan, you kind of touched on it, it's kind of odd that we would be partnering with a baseball team when we're football. But you clearly have done both. I mean, you got your Blizzard, you're sporting your Blizzard shirt and your Booyah hat, so that's pretty cool. You do have some ties to the Blizzard. So what kind of ties do you have to the Blizzard?
Yeah, I was the first PA announcer for the team, which was a huge honor when the team first launched. And then I lost track of how many years it was that I did that. But, when you talk about the partnership and it being odd, to me, sports is sports. And it's one of my favorite things about, all the teams within Northeast Wisconsin. Everybody gets along. I always refer to it as playing well in the sandbox with each other. And, there are some competitive aspects, but yet we all want to see each other succeed. So it just kind of makes sense when you can help support the other organizations that are within your market, because if it wasn't for, the year-round sports, as great as the Packers are, there's got to be something else other than just Packers in Green Bay. And, I think our organizations do a good job of providing that.
Well, it's about community, right? I mean, that's the way that I look at this. Is it's about community. We're helping one another. And you're right, sports is sports. As we're all realizing right now because we're going through withdrawal. I mean, the draft this week is like, it's like the Super Bowl. So.
It really is. And I mean, how many of us have been going through like old YouTube videos, watching old games? I think I've rewatched the entire 30 for 30 library. I know I texted Ryan earlier today when we were kind of trading some memories about Blizzard football. I went, hey, how about this one from 14 years ago? And I went back and found, some clips from that game. That's, I think, how I've been passing my time without live sports right now.
I think everybody is. I mean, we're seeing what they might put out on ESPN, and sometimes you're like, oh, forget that. I'm just going to go and find my own thing on YouTube. And a lot of our fans have been doing that with our games. We actually have one family and fan. She's watching every game in sequence from last year Game 6, she's watching Game 6. That's our friend Jill. And shout out to all of our fans that are, trying to keep Blizzard, not only our name, but just the memory of everything alive right now, as we are. And we have some neat things that we're going to be promoting this week and kind of opening up the merch stand like we've been talking about for a while now. But yeah, all good stuff. So let's talk a little bit about your season. And you don't know when your season starts, but in general, you're going to overlap our season, especially next year. We're looking to start in March, and then our championship game will be sometime in August. So we're going to be sharing some weekends, and overlapping a little bit. And I'm wondering, do you two have anything up your sleeve about any type of ticket promos or anything?
That's the
were we gonna do that maybe?
We were in some discussions about some things that we could do. I know that we were excited to maybe have Bruiser at the ballpark for a few things. And I know that Rocky, our mascot, when we were talking to Rocky, he was super excited to come to a football game. Rocky's a big football fan. I know he got to come to one game last year. I mean, you talk about a partnership. When we debuted our mascot before the season started, I forgot
about that.
Yeah, right. You guys were really helpful in helping us debut. The day we debuted our mascot, he was at the Resch Center for a Blizzard game that night to take it in. So, there's just some really natural partnerships. As you mentioned, we overlap just a little bit. But as I said, we play more often. You guys are once a week. We could be home for 7 days in a row. So I think there's some definite, great ways that we can tie in with each other.
Yeah, I think, Brian has been great and been a dreamer too. So if there's any way we can pull that off, like if a weekend works or a weekday game leading into a weekend where we have a game to do a 2-game ticket for fans somehow, I mean, that'd be a blast. And there are a lot of similarities there too. And we kind of uncovered it, and I'll let you explain some of the amenities of the Capital Credit Union Park there, Brian. But one of the reasons, Blizzard fans, that we started a partnership with the Booyah this year too is we had some things change around with a meal partner this year, and Brian, just being the stand-up individual he is, reached out because it was a mutual sponsor and said, hey, are you guys in a bind any meal plan wise? We can cater out of Capital Credit Union Park. So we actually had our welcome dinner and banquet set up at the Capital Credit Union Park with the Booyah for our players, for the Blizzard players, to actually go eat at the ballpark as we welcome to the team. So Brian, why don't you, I've been there for a team outing once, and the park is immaculate. So why don't you tell us what that experience was like, getting to, because we will play in the Resch Center until or even if there's a new building. So I don't know if I'll ever in my sports career get that. That's got to be pretty cool to open a new ballpark and be involved in that. And tell us about some of the other things besides baseball you do. Yeah,
dream come true is a way to put it, but nightmare at the same time, if that works, because when we were building it, you guys drive by it a lot, being right next door to us at the Resch Center. How many times in May did you drive by and go, are they really going to open?
I'm like, there's no way they're playing baseball.
We did have that conversation. It's funny you say that, because there is no way they're going to have that thing ready.
Right. And, when on the inside, the crew that put it together, the guys at SMA Construction did a phenomenal job. And, right up till opening day. So some of the behind the scenes that we've now made public, like we got all of our actual permits to open the building 6 hours before the event happened.
That's cool.
Right on time.
We knew we were going to get it, but it was just one of those where the actual physical signature was there. But to watch it come together, from the concrete getting poured all winter long. So we're standing over there taking tours of what the bowl looked like, seating bowl in January when it's 5 below and you're bundled up and you're trying to visualize this outdoor facility, to seeing the seats actually go in, to see the video board go up. to, not having to climb a ladder to get to the second floor anymore. That was outstanding. It was, from seeing the renderings and the computer models to actually swinging that gate open and letting people in. It's an experience like no other. It's really hard to describe what that feeling was when we finally got to open it and let the public come in and see it. That was the hardest thing, because everybody in the general public was like, there's no way, because they saw this mud pit. And when we finally were able to say, come see it, that was a really cool feeling. And then, Ryan, you touched on it too, the multi-purpose aspect of it. We play baseball there. We have a soccer team, the Green Bay Voyagers FC soccer team. They are in USL League 2. And the best way I could describe that is kind of like in the baseball terms of how they tier soccer now. So Major League Soccer is the top of the tier. Then there's USL Champions, USL League 1, and USL League 2. So it's really premier soccer. These players come from all over the country to play with us in the summer. So it's really high level. And the community's been really embracing of these soccer. We didn't know how it would work in Green Bay. But they had a really successful season. That is one where I can tell you that their first game was supposed to be May 16th. So that is one that has gotten pushed back, and we don't have an official opening date for the soccer team yet. And then the special events, the catering, like you mentioned, Ryan, we can do. We did Christmas parties. We've done some bridal showers. We've done baby showers, things like that. The upstairs space there seats right around 200 people, and we have a full commercial kitchen that we can do the catering out of. So
you do that year round?
We do, and that went all winter long. That we had various different business groups. Some of our, I saw you had Tyler from Thrivent on last week on your series of these partner videos you're doing. Tyler's hosted a couple meetings up there where we can do lunch meetings. He's been able to do presentations. It's a great extra space to make available for our partners to do those things. To come in and we can, do a lunch or a dinner or a happy hour all winter long. And it's one thing we talked about from the day we opened on May 31st last year until Christmas. We actually had the stadium used 146 different times.
Wow.
And not every big is a big ticketed event. That could be that small business lunch for 10 people. But that's just the versatility of how we use that building.
Yeah, Tyler's soccer obsessed, so I figured he'd be as near. I'm starting to. So Caden,
Tyler. What isn't Tyler obsessed
I know.
about? He's obsessed about football.
It's true.
He's obsessed about everything.
I'm starting to be concerned for his financial planning business that he's always at ballparks.
I'm going to tell you what he's not. He enjoys it, but baseball. Because baseball doesn't cater itself to Tyler leaning over a dasher board as hard as he can and yelling and screaming.
It moves a little slower for him. So
yeah, baseball's a slow-moving sport for him.
Yeah.
Soccer fans are something else. So my daughter, my oldest, plays select in the area, but not to the level you guys are at. Like, I know the guys that carry a kayak to your game. I've seen that happen. I know of them through a mutual friend, but I've seen them walk from the distillery with a kayak to the Voyagers game.
They do, and we have that big grass berm in what is left field of a baseball stadium, but it is the end line of our soccer field. And they sit back there and they have their big drum and they're banging on the drums during the game. Smoke bombs go off after we score a goal. It's crazy. But you mentioned your daughter. That's one aspect I didn't touch on. We'll have to get your daughter's team over to play a game. Youth sports is a big one that we play there. Little League Baseball. We fill a lot of time with Little League Baseball. And then youth soccer. We had a lot of youth soccer matches out there last summer. And the head coach of our soccer team is a guy by the name of Brian Kamler, who lives in the area. Brian played in Major League Soccer for 10 years and was a Humanitarian of the Year and a couple-time All-Star in Major League Soccer. And he's the head coach of our team. So, and he loves working with kids.
So I got one more kind of tied to the extra cool stuff you do. So I follow you guys on Facebook, much like the Gamblers and all of our friends. But I saw something real cool where you guys were doing, I think you were using the kitchen to prep Booyah, and people can get a growler full of beer too. So so is there any more pickup stuff coming as you guys aren't open yet that fans should watch for?
Absolutely. Who'd have thought when we started this that we'd be running a restaurant instead of
right? We don't have that option. So.
But, that is that is the beautiful thing about having the kitchen available and the fact that we can do that. So I know Dean Distributing and Bud Light's a great partner of yours as well. And it kind of was a collaborative idea that we came up with because while they sell a ton of cans and bottles of their products, the stuff that was kegged a month or two ago can't sit in kegs very long.
Right.
And we all know what a travesty would be if beer had to get dumped out.
Yeah, that you just can't do that in Green Bay.
No.
No.
You can't do that in Wisconsin.
So we said to them, and they've got a great portfolio of Wisconsin beers. We said, let us know the Wisconsin beers you want to do. And so we are bringing their beer in and selling it out. And yes, we had the Booyah last Friday. This weekend, Ryan, I know you were up in our club space for a game last year.
Yep.
And you saw the food that we do in that club when you have our VIP tickets to a game. The included food isn't brats and burgers and normal baseball food. We've done, brisket, ribs, fish fry, things like that. So this weekend we are doing a club experience at your house. Our chef is doing barbecued pulled chicken with mac and cheese. It's basically a 4 quarts for $40 type thing. It's a quart of pulled chicken, quart of mac and cheese, a quart of Booyah, 2 quarts of Booyah to make the 4 quarts, and a growler of beer. And it's all contactless pickup. You order on our website, and when you pull in to our little driveway, you show us your ID, we put the food in your trunk, and away you go.
That's awesome.
So we pivoted to that restaurant mentality right now.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, any kind of revenue is good revenue right now for everybody, and keeping your employees doing something also a very good thing.
And especially when we can help a partner, because I know how important that is to you guys too. And, anything we can do to step up and help our partners in the community is something that we look forward to doing.
Fantastic. So we've been asking all of our sponsors and partners, what is it that you're doing, whether it's with the Booyah or just personally? What are you doing to pass the time during this shelter and play, or I'm sorry, safer at home?
Safer at home.
That's going on. You got a busy household during the day? Are you at home, or are you able to go away during the day?
No, half and half. I mean, we're still at the stadium doing some things, but that's only like 1 or 2 days a week, and it's only an hour or two at a time. It's kind of, some maintenance stuff. But, I have twin 10-year-old boys. So we've kind of, they've shifted towards that learning from home model. And Kathy, if I'm not mistaken, I believe your children went to Holy Family School, right?
Yes, they did.
That's where my kids go to school. And the teachers and the staff there are wonderful and have really kept their learning up to speed.
Love them ladies and men.
Absolutely. So they're currently in 4th grade, so we'll give a shout out to Mrs. Penza because she's working really hard to get all this stuff done for them. And I'm also very fortunate. My wife is a sommelier, fancy word for wine snob.
Ooh, I know what a sommelier is.
I
need to become friends. Yeah, we need to hook up. Not like hook up, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I hear you. So she is still an essential worker in Wisconsin. So she is gone most of the day, still doing what she does, now via grocery stores and things like that. But
well, yeah, because people need wine right now, man.
Amen. And so I get to help my kids with school, which has been really cool. I have a bigger appreciation for what teachers do and how much work they put into what they do. I've had to relearn math because we all know.
Well, you probably didn't do it the right way, so.
No, I didn't. But I'm still trying to, teach that way. So, but we're still getting outside. My family, gone to visit a couple of state parks up north and have done like day-long hikes in the parks and, just trying to get out of the house because the 4 walls can get pretty small if you're just sitting inside the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the exercise thing is important right now. We talked on Sunday about building up your immune system, and in order to do that, you got to get up and move. Your body needs that. So exercise is your friend right now. And if you can't do it inside, getting outside is great. The weather's been okay. The sun is very deceiving. It looks like it's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
You think you can go out in shorts, and then you're
right
awakened by winter.
I can't wait until we get a little bit of that warmer weather. I don't know if any of you have dogs, but my dog is getting tired of going for walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is looking at me right now, wondering if he can go out and play.
Sneak
because
one?
That's what he wants to do, right? Exactly.
Absolutely.
Brian, little bit off script, kind of.
Sure.
So I say in a lot of these videos, and it holds true. We partner with a lot of people that are like the Trinklers and good organizations who make a difference. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think even if the home opener would move, are you guys doing something for a charity that's tied to COVID? I thought I read that somewhere, like it was American. I forget which one it was, but you are doing something for the opener to benefit, right?
We are.
Okay.
I know, Larry and Kathy, and the way you guys run your business, community is always first. And that's a big thing for our ownership group. We're owned by a company called Big Top Entertainment. And Vern and Connor, our primary owners, are big. And we have teams in Green Bay, Madison, Kenosha. And every place that we have a footprint, we always want to be great community stewards. And it was an idea that our owners came up with called Hopening Day, in case we weren't going to open on the right the day,
Nice.
in which we were asking our fans, here's the ticket offer. We were doing basically a buy one, get one ticket that'll be valid for whatever day that we get to finally play baseball. And then we are going to donate $5 out of every one of those to the Aurora Baycare Foundation. And Aurora has a foundation in which they're helping out their workers, be it through PPE or needs that their workers have on the front line. And we know that, well, in Green Bay, we've been relatively lucky so far. Aurora's got a big footprint in Milwaukee, and, they've got a lot of stuff that their workers have needed down there. So, again, another great way to a mutual partner that we're able to help a partner out and to give back to the community too.
That's awesome.
That's
and
fantastic.
I think, yeah, Aurora's great. And I think, in hindsight, we could have grabbed Mitchell on this call and pulled the Gamblers in too, but I think all three of us would speak very highly of that group who fans, Booyah fans, Blizzard fans, Gambler fans. Those of you guys who don't know, the three of us are Aurora family in that capacity too. So they're an outstanding organization.
Yeah, not only are they great to work with and great partners in the community, but, we're in the sports world, and part of the reason we work with them is their phenomenal sports medicine facility.
Absolutely. Whether it's actually the training, because their certified trainers are, you would not know how much certification Andy has.
Right.
We had some of our players doubting his value. And then when he started naming off all of the different certifications that he had, they were just amazed at how knowledgeable he is. Same thing with Brooke. She knows what she's doing. And then even the doctors that we work with, whether they're doing surgeries or, just some of the appointments and at the games, they're just phenomenal people. They're very easy to work with, like you guys said, and they know sports and they like sports. So it's not just about doing their job. They're engaged when they're at our events. I
don't know how your trainer, I know you mentioned Andy, ours last year, I think, spent more time rooting and cheering, sitting in the dugout. It was fun to watch. She was excited about having that front row seat to every game.
That's great.
Yeah.
What else you got, Kathy? Anything else?
Well, I want to know where you are. Are you in the craft area?
Me? That's fine. Yeah, I forget. Like, by the time we're all done with these, fans have literally could walk my house and draw it out. The craft area is that way. People that have seen prior videos have seen this video, but there was a Star Wars poster behind me. So that's a WCW Bill Goldberg collectible.
I was going to ask if it was Stone. Yeah, I was going to ask if it was Stone Cold or Goldberg.
It's Goldberg, and then that's a whole thing of mini pops and a Boba Fett Pez dispenser and a Boba Fett Lego. I'm in the same room as the craft, but this is sort of my area by the TV and the movie area.
So, do you need more Pez dispensers? Because I can help you out with that.
I don't know. I don't know how many of these videos Kirsten watches all the way through, but if I agree to take more stuff, I won't live here anymore. So.
Okay, I understand. Where I am is self-explanatory, but I didn't quite catch where you are, and I figured, of course, I have a different name for your crafty area.
Yes.
We can't mention on the air because, yes, Kirsten, his wife, does a great job, and yeah, I have a special pet name for her. So. Anyway,
Brian,
I'm curious where you were.
Thank you. I knew you were going to bring it up again. we can't thank you enough, and we hope you play. And great organization, Blizzard fans. Be sure to check them out. I'll drop the link under here, like I always do. Go support. This I feel like a broken record because I say all of our partners are great. This one is neat because I think a lot of people are like, oh, the Gamblers, the Booyah, and the Blizzard must fight for attendance. Brian, you probably win that war when it gets warm out, and that's fair. That is absolutely fair. But
well, how many games do you have in your season?
36 home games.
Yeah, so I mean, we only have 7 at home.
Yep.
Right.
So,
And
I think, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was really honored you guys asked me to do this. Somebody that, like I mentioned, I was there for the very first game. Yep. And, I still get to – it's really fun because I was part of that production that you guys do just an amazing job of. And I always wondered what it was like to sit out there as a fan. And now that I get to come to games as a fan and bring my kids – to watch the game and see how excited they get. I'm not sure how many people brought it up, but me personally can't thank the Trinklers enough for what you guys have done for the organization, because I know before you guys stepped in, there was a shot there might not be any more football in Green Bay, and it's way too valuable of an organization to let go. So thank you on behalf of myself and our team for keeping that going here in Northeast Wisconsin.
You bet. Do you have some favorite memories you want to talk about?
Oh, man.
Like one memorable that just sticks out.
I've got 2. There was a game, what was it, Ryan, 14 years ago? I sent you the video clip because I
got it on my phone. I'll see if I can transfer that link here too for you to look like.
It was against the Quad City Steamwheelers. 14.
Who are back in our league.
Yeah, and the Blizzard were up by 5 with 12 seconds to go in the game, and it was a late season game with playoff implications going on. And Quad Cities had the ball on the 1, and the Blizzard stopped them 4 plays in a row from getting into the end zone to win the game. And it was just, I've never seen anything like that in arena football. Normally, if you get it into the 1, you're going to score.
Yep.
And they stopped them 4 times in a row. And then the second time, my second favorite memory was Ryan calling me a couple of years ago, because I do some play-by-play on the side too, and said, can you fill in doing play-by-play for a football game? Oh, I got no idea how to do that. And he trusted me to do it, and I went back and listened to it, and anybody that does it will go, yeah, it was terrible. But it's really fun getting to experience the game from that standpoint too, of how to keep up with that game. So I've gotten to see it a couple of different ways. Not going to lie to you, my favorite is still sitting down in the end zone with the beer in my hand. So
I can't blame you. I've been up when they're announcing, and I've thought about taking over the mic, and half of it would be, whoa, where did that guy, who was that? I mean, it would be just so confusing if I did it. So, yeah. I'm just not going to do that.
It's fun, though.
And I got one more thank you for you. So, Blizzard fans, we didn't get to the first 2 games, but had we got to them, you would have heard Brian on the microphone. So Brian was going to help us out in a tough situation where our current announcer was recovering from some health stuff. So I called Brian, and as soon as he was clear what was going on with GB's schedule and the Booyah schedule, it was an instant yes. So thank you for just being a good person.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to jump in there every once in a while. I know I got to do your last game last year, which was an absolute blast to get up there and do it one more time. And yeah, the opener would have been a lot of fun.
You were there for the first shutout.
It was a blast. It was only a blast until the end.
Yeah.
And
you haven't seen the shutout, right?
Yeah.
It was the shutout, Brian, right?
It was the shutout.
Yeah.
I've never seen one.
Yeah,
that was cool. You talk about memories. I've never seen that in indoor football either. So that was unbelievable.
I got a little teary. Right.
Well, we'll let you go do dad duty and then keep pressing away on Booyah stuff. Blizzard fans, check out a game when they get to play in whatever capacity and fans allowed. Check them out. I'll post what they got. Make sure you follow them so you can keep up to date as they post things about playing. But again, another great partner in the community and good people at the helm. So we can't thank you enough.
I'm just going to throw one little pipe dream out there if I could. I don't want to start any rumors because this really isn't a thing, and Ryan and Kathy haven't heard this before.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
You guys play in a hockey rink, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They put hockey rinks in baseball stadiums, right?
Yeah.
So when the weather turns warm, we need to figure out a way to build a hockey rink in our stadium. We already have the turf on the field. and we should move indoor football outside for a game once. Just tossing that out.
You know what? Our guys would love that. And we wouldn't necessarily have to put the hockey rink out there, but they would love to not have the boards running into the boards.
Yeah.
That's some of the best parts when they come over the boards.
Right.
But I myself, when they're going into the end zone and I see one of them fly over those boards, I have to hold my breath until I see him pop back up again. But that'd be a really cool idea.
We'll have to see if we can make that happen sometime.
Yeah,
would be. Even without setting it in the overlap next season to get the guys out there for in-game promo or stuff when the overlap happens, that'd be outstanding because it is turf.
Absolutely.
It is turf, so.
Mm-hmm.
It is. So, and we can play up the whole thing. If a player jumps in, you got to throw them back and jump over our wall.
Can you imagine the guy running from the outfield to the crowd to try to get into the crowd?
That would be fantastic. That is a great idea, Brian.
We'll have to make that happen.
We will. We appreciate it. Kathy, you got anything else?
No, I got just a big old thank you, and thanks for what you bring to the community, and thanks for your partnership, and looking forward to 21 and hopefully 2020 to come and see some games this summer.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.